Hi everyone, I'm Anh Minh. I'm from Group 3. Today we will present about topic 9, how the WTO impacts Vietnam and Thailand. Why we choose Thailand is because both countries are from Southeast Asia and have participated in several international trade agreements like AFTA or RCEP. First, I will briefly introduce about how Vietnam and Thailand joined the WTO. First, about Vietnam. Vietnam officially applied to join the WTO since January 1995 and became 150 member of the WTO since 11 January 2007. Almost a decade after joining the WTO with its five principles, strong development of international trade and its effect on markets, employment and income have brought Vietnam from a low income to a low middle income country, and Vietnam became one of the 32 countries in the world with export turnover of over 100 billion USD, and the economy has still maintained an average growth rate of nearly 7% per year. Next about Thailand. Thailand has joined the WTO since 1st January 1995 as a founding member. From the early 1980s, joining the GATT was Thailand's first step to expand the economy to the international trade market. Under the trade facilitating policies, Thailand is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. From 1980s to 1990s, Thailand's economy grew at an average annual rate of 7.5%. The growth rate slowed down to 5% during the financial crisis in 1996 to 2005, but the country quickly recovered until 2011 with the support of GATT and FTAs made with the WTO members. Thailand became the upper middle income country. Following is about the presentation about impacts of WTO on the two countries in terms of trade, FDI and exchange rate by my friends.
Hi, my name is Lan, and I will first talk about the WTO's policies on tariff and quotas that affect Vietnam. Being a developing country that heavily relies on agriculture, Vietnam took advantage of WTO's AOA. The country cut tariffs and eliminated agricultural export subsidies to reach international exporting markets. The GATT have promoted international trade by reducing and eliminating the TBTs and dealing with the bureaucratic delays and red tape among its members. Anti-dumping and SBS also directly influenced Vietnam export, and in the context of its WTO accession, Vietnam bowed the entire tariff schedule and has been phasing in its tariff concessions. The strong development of the international trade has helped to increase the country's export and import turnover, expanding the markets and diversifying import and export goods. Up to now, Vietnam has already signed and been negotiating 17 FTAs that open up opportunities for Vietnam to develop free trade relations with more than 70 global partners, including those in G7 and G20. Through WTAs, Vietnam has shifted from exporting low-tech manufacturing products to more complex high-tech goods. As you can see, Vietnam's trade turnover was to exceed the 500 billion US dollar mark for the first time in 2019. In 2016, the country's export turnover increased by 3.5%, 3.5 times than the 2006. However, there are challenges. FTAs are likely to trigger aggressive competition from foreign rivals. If the local firms do not adapt and make use of the market opportunities and potential partnerships, they could find competing in the market very challenging. Another challenge is the dumping of Chinese, Thai, and Korean products in Vietnamese markets, causing difficulties for young domestic firms to compete with the foreign forces in either the home market or international playground. The Vietnamese government therefore need to continue reforming. They need to strengthen the banking sector, remove corruption, refine legal and tax structures, and improve trade facilitation. Next part about Thailand is presented by my friend Hùng.
Okay, in the third part, I will talk about the WTO impact on trade of Thailand. First of all, WTO policy affecting Thailand are similar to Vietnam. Therefore, WTO has significant impact on Thailand export and import. Joining the WTO since the first day, Thailand has an open economy with the value of export and import equivalent up to about 135% of GDP in 2010. Therefore, it was considered the world's 19th largest exporter and the 17th largest importer of goods. However, Thailand is facing many challenges. One of them is the global economic slowdown, and second is the fierce competitions from the foreign rivals, as domestic firms could not compete with multi-domestic business. The most remarkable example of WTO on exportation of both Vietnam and Thailand is rice export. After joining WTO on 2007, although rice export of Vietnam had kept on rising, there was a slight decrease of Vietnam rice export in the year of 2007 due to the financial crisis in 2007. For Thailand, after being a member of WTO in 1995, Thailand rice export steadily increased. After 2002, the rice export of Thailand dramatically went up and reached a highest point of over 10 billion metric tons of rice in 2011. Therefore, as joining the WTO earlier than Vietnam, Thailand had exceeded Vietnam in rice export and become the world's second largest rice exporter after India. The next part is about my friend Huang.
Thank you, Hung. My name is Hui Huang, and firstly, I present you about the impact of WTO on the FDI. 3 years after its WTO admission, Vietnam has experienced a sharp increase in foreign direct investment. In 2006, when Vietnam completed negotiations on WTO accession, the country drew an FDI flow of 12 billion US dollar. After it became an official member of the WTO in 2007, Vietnam's FDI increased to more than 21 billion US dollar. The country's FDI hit a record in 2008, tripling 2007 figure, reaching almost about 72 billion US dollar. Despite the negative impact of the global financial crisis, Vietnam's FDI in 2009 was still higher than 2008 figure, representing foreign investor trust in the nation's economic development. Recently, the statistics show that FDI flow into Vietnam still maintained a relatively stable and even more stable than that of Thailand. In the first 6 months of 2019, foreign direct investment in Thailand only totaled about 4.8 US billion dollar. Meanwhile, in the first 6 months, attracting foreign investment from Vietnam was 18.74 billion US dollar, nearly 4 times higher than that of Thailand. And next part, I'll tell you about the impact of WTO on the exchange rate. One of the impact of WTO on Vietnam is the increase of exchange rate due to freer trade and negotiation. WTO helped Vietnam's foreign direct investment to grow dramatically. And as you can see on the slide, these two diagrams show Vietnam and Thailand exchange rate from 2000 to 2016. As you can see on the chart, the exchange rate of Vietnam increased gradually year by year, whereas the exchange rate of Thailand decreased. The higher the exchange rate, the lower the import of Vietnam due to the VND appreciate. The relative price of domestic goods and services increase, while the relative price of foreign goods and services fall. Consequently, people seek other foreign products with lower prices, leading to the decline in export. And that's the end of my part, and now is the part about evaluation presented by my friend Chang Yung.
Thanks Juan for introducing me. Now I will give some evaluations on the impact of WTO on Vietnam and Thailand's economy. After more than 30 years of joining the WTO, Vietnam's economy is increasingly integrating deeply into the region and the world. The opening of the economy has become an important driving force for economic growth, contributing significantly to maintaining the annual high growth rate of the Vietnam economy. Like Vietnam, the WTO has had a profound impact on the Thailand economy, contributing to the transformation of Thailand into a major exporter of industrial goods and leading to rapid economic growth. It can be said that Thailand and Vietnam are not rivals. Both of them have been taking all the advantage of WTO membership. However, there are different challenges remain that need effective policies. For this reason, these two countries should continue to negotiate with FTAs and come up with appropriate policies.
In particular, in a global context, against COVID-19 with social spacing and quarantine, WTO members can return to the WTO that legitimate central role in Vietnam's economy as well as in the world trade by pursuing ideas such as the application of international standards to help ensure the safety and quality of imported medical goods. So this is the end of our presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask it, and thank you for listening.